Going a bit towards the currencies and the world's reserve currency is still backed by atomic power, as we would say. US dollar as a safe haven. Now, you've always said if you're mentally not sure, you should not buy the US dollar. We can see now the US dollar is starting to weaken already. How you see this to unfold, if also especially looking at the protests going on in your country?
Right. I own a lot of US dollars and have for a while, on the theory that when the problems come, people will look for a safe haven. They think the US dollar is a safe haven. It's not, but everybody thinks it is. So I own a lot of US dollars, and I suspect that will continue. Most currencies are weak against the US dollar because of what I just got through saying. I still own them. I haven't sold any. The US dollar is going to get overpriced as the turmoil gets worse and worse in the next couple of years. It might turn into a bubble. I mean, why not? Currencies have turned into a bubble in the past. And if it happens, I hope I'm smart enough to sell, and put my money somewhere else. I have a couple of ideas of where I might put it, but who cares? I mean, right now I own a lot of US dollars and I'm not selling.
Talking about safe haven, the Japanese yen. Now, you've always been happy living in Asia, and you like also Asian currencies. The Japanese yen as another safe haven is also now in a way depreciating. So, what's your outlook maybe on the Japanese yen moving forward?
Well, there are many people who consider the Japanese yen a safe haven. Again, it's not. It's just like the US dollar. People think it is. But the Japanese have huge debts. I've just published a couple of books in Japan pointing out that the debt is skyrocketing. The population has been declining for 10 years. Japan is a country heading for serious trouble. But many people think the yen is safe. I don't own any yen, but so it is one that people still consider safe. I don't own it. The Swiss franc's another one that people think is safe. It's not. My gosh, it's not. But for historic reasons, people think these currencies are safe. And of course, as this crisis unfolds, more and more people will realize, hey, we've been wrong. Now what do we do? What will be the new safe haven? And I suggest to them that they watch FX Strategy. That's how they can find out what the next safe haven is.
Bringing the question back to you, though. I mean, we've talked about the US dollar, we talked about the yen, we talked about the Swissy. In terms of the fiat currencies, which one would be your pick, maybe being undervalued or overvalued, where you still see an appreciation in any currency of some sort?
I'm looking for a sound currency. The problem is, Frank, there are no sound currencies left in the world. When I was a kid, the Deutschmark, the Swiss franc. I mean, there was some. If you said to the Swiss, we're going to debase our currency, they would have run you out of town, or even the Germans. But even Switzerland now. So I am looking. I obviously look all the time. Some people consider Singapore a fairly safe currency, but I have not found a currency where I know the fundamentals are sound enough that I want to put a lot of money in there. When I think about the Chinese currency, I own the Chinese currency, but it's a blocked currency right now. If it weren't blocked, if it were convertible, chances are I'd put more money there. I look at the Russian ruble. Russia doesn't have much debt. Russia has a lot of assets, but then it's Russia. I have investments in Russia. I even own some Russian government bonds in rubles, but I'm not running out and buying a whole lot of rubles like I own a whole lot of US dollars at the moment.
Before we continue, help us by smashing that YouTube like button and subscribe now to this channel. This shows the algorithm that you value the information, and it helps us spread this message. Sharing is caring. Please like and subscribe now. Thank you. And now, let's continue.
Getting close to Russia, being oil rich, means, of course, we're getting back to the commodity point of view. We haven't found a currency, a fiat currency right now, which is a good one to buy. Cryptos could be a way moving forward. Is that what you would say?
Well, if you won't, I mean, don't listen to me. People should invest in what they want to invest in and what they know a lot about. I happen to think all cryptos are going to zero and disappear. Many of them already have gone to zero and disappeared, as you well know. But if you think it's going to work, fine. I know that throughout history, governments don't like losing control. Now, the crypto guys say, but we're smarter than the government. And of course they are. Everybody's smarter than the government. But still, the government has the guns. And if the government says you're not going to use other things for money except ours, you're probably not going to use other things. You know, up until the 1930s, people could use seashells, banks could print their own money, people could use gold, people could use whatever they wanted. And one day the Bank of England said, the most important bank in the world then said, okay, from now on, if you use anything except our money, it is an act of treason. Well, Frank, treason means they execute you. So, you know, people stop using other forms of money. And that will happen again. If somehow these things work, the government's going to make it illegal. That does not mean, Frank, that money's not going to be on the computer. Money already is on the computer in China. China is far ahead of us. You cannot take a taxi in China with money. I tried to buy an ice cream in Beijing. Poor woman, I had money. I had Chinese money. She couldn't take it. She didn't know what to do. She gave me the ice cream because she didn't know what to do. Everybody's money is already on the computer in China. I now have it on my computer too. But no, money's going to be on the computer, but it's going to be their money. Do I like it? Of course not. It gives them even more control. They love it. They love it. They'll know. They'll call you up one day, Frank, and said, you drank too much tea last month. Change your habits. You know, they'll know everything you do. They love it. I don't.
That sounds similar, what you say right now, than what I've heard from Mark Faber. I talked to Mark Faber in our last interview, and Mark said, if you don't report your gold to the government, you might be reported or you might even be deported to a concentration camp. Kind of, it's something similar what I'm trying to understand from your words, if I'm not wrong, right?
Well, in the 30s, in many countries, they've outlawed the use of gold, the ownership of gold. But back then, it was because gold was the monetary. I mean, in those days, gold was the basis for all money and all monetary systems. So that's why they outlawed the use of gold, because they had to get more control. Gold is not anybody's money now, I don't think. So gold doesn't have the same status now that it did once upon a time. It might come a time, yes, when they tell you to report all your gold. They already make you report your bank accounts. They make you report all your holdings. They already try to make you report everything they can. So it might come a time when they make you report your gold. Again, I don't like it, but all money is going to be on the computer, so they're going to know pretty much everything anyway. But I have some gold. Yes, I have my gold. I have some silver. I'd rather buy silver than gold right now because silver is so much cheaper than gold on a historic basis. But, the government, the academics will say, don't buy gold. It's archaic. I don't care, Frank. I'm an old peasant. All of us old peasants all over the world know that when things go wrong, we want some gold. So I've got some gold too. But
I think that makes sense.
Mark's right. Maybe someday they're going to make us all report it. If we don't report it, we'll go to jail already. I mean, if I don't report my foreign bank accounts, I can go to jail. So it's already happening.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.